Hey everyone, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Keisha and today I'm going to be doing a book haul. So this is basically like my Christmas book haul. Some of these are books that I got for Christmas, some of these are books that I got myself, and then I have a couple of miscellaneous things I'm going to show you as well. I'm not going to do a what I got for Christmas thing. I did get a lot of things I really like for Christmas. Today I want to focus on bookish things, so let's just go ahead and get started. The first thing I'll just go ahead and mention was from my in-laws, and it's the shirt I'm wearing. I'm not sure if you guys can see it in the video, but it says abibliophobia, which is the fear of running out of books. It's a real thing. So that is one thing that I got. And then let's see, I guess I'm gonna go into what my family got me first, which let's just go ahead and get started with my mom. So she got me these Daily Grace Company Bible studies. I started doing one last year and I really enjoyed it. So I'm kind of collecting some of them now to go throughout the year. Sometimes I can get in ruts and I don't do this as often as I'm supposed to, or I don't keep in the routine of it. So hopefully I will be able to do that. But either way, it's super fun and these things are so helpful in guiding me in my Bible studies. The ones I have here are It Is Well, Walking Away from Anxiety and Into God's Word. And then I have Never Alone, Walking with God Through Depression. And then I have Ruth, Fields of Grace, which is just a study of the book of Ruth. And these are really pretty Bible studies that you go through. And some of them are 2-week studies, some of them are 3-week studies, some of them are longer. But you have a little reading and then you can kind of fill these out. And they're really good. I don't typically like things like this, but these are very reflective and really in depth. But I would recommend checking out the Daily Grace Company and see what they have to offer. A lot of times they run really good sales. So that is one bookish thing that I got. Then my in-laws also got me this blind date with a book thing, which I'm gonna go ahead and link it down below. There's an Etsy shop for it and it comes with a book and it also comes with a little teacup, so you don't know what you're gonna get. So this was the teacup that I got and it's a candle and I absolutely love this. It smells so good. It kind of smells like Earl Grey tea. I'll probably never burn this just because why would I? It's so pretty. But this is the candle that I got and the little teacup. And the book that I got is called Tell Me Everything by Cambria Brockman. I'd never heard of this book before. On Goodreads, I hadn't had any friends that had read it or had it on their radar. So this is a new to me book. It is marketed as a thriller, but I would call it more of a slow burn kind of mystery. I have read this, but I'm not going to review it right now because I'll do that later on. But this is essentially a dark academia new adult novel. This book follows a group of college students. There are 6 of them and they all have secrets. You follow our main character, Malin, and Malin is kind of the person in the group that seems to know everybody's secrets or hold everything together. She's the one that seems to care the most. And there ends up being senior day. And on senior day, one of the people in the friend group get murdered, but you don't know who that is. So you start off with senior day and their senior day tradition. Then you bounce back and forth in timelines between senior day, freshman year, and then Texas in 1997 when Malin was a child and a little bit of her backstory. So I really like the alternating timelines in that. But that's basically what this is about. It's been said to be for fans of The Secret History by Donna Tartt. So if that's something that interests you, then maybe this is one to check out. My husband also got me some books. So I have the Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets Illustrated Edition by J.K. Rowling. He has been getting me these for Christmas every year, and last year I got the 3rd one instead of the 2nd one because he was not able to find the 2nd one. These are just beautiful. I want to collect them and read them all. I've only ever read up to the 4th Harry Potter book, so I really want to consume it like this. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I'm trying to find a big picture. But I love these illustrated editions, and I know they're coming out kind of slow, but I am collecting these. Then I have Brazen by Sean Feucht, and this is he's basically a Christian politician at this point. He was with Bethel Church and Bethel Music for a while, and now he has moved to Southern California. At one point in time, he ran for Congress in California, and he came in 2nd. He's been doing this Let It Worship movement across the United States during COVID, where churches have been shut down and things have been shut down, but he has been having this movement where in all these different big cities, they've been having worship events outside. And yeah, so this is just kind of his story and how God brought him where he is and a little bit of his backstory, and I'm really intrigued by Sean, so I wanted to check this one out. It was on my list, and Will got it for me for Christmas, so I'm really excited to read this, maybe even with him. Then he got me A History of Wild Places by Shay Earnshaw, which was a highly anticipated read for me. This basically follows a guy named Travis Wren, and Travis has this gift of being able to find missing people. When he touches objects that belong to them, he can find them or see different like scenes from their lives, and so that helps him to find missing people. And we have Maggie St. James, who is a macabre children's author, and she writes really dark fairy tales for kids that some people think are a little too dark. She goes missing, and now Travis has been hired to find her. There's also this reclusive society called Pastoral that you get to learn a little bit about. They have lots of secrets there as well. So this is a really good story. I have already read it. I'm not going to talk about it here because, again, I will review it later on. But I think if you like the movie The Village, this is right up your alley to a T. Check it out. This is a gorgeous book. I love the naked cover. It's just stunning. Like this has all the things. I really like Shay Earnshaw, and so that's why he got me this book. She hasn't been like a 5-star author for me, but she's one that I always come back to, and this is her 3rd book and the 3rd one that I will have read by her. Then he got me these beautiful editions of the Inkheart trilogy. These are illustrated by Carl James Mountford, and they are by Cornelia Funk. So here's the first one. This is Inkheart. And I've always heard of these books, and I know there's like a movie, but I've never read them. They are middle grade. This is Ink Spell. Are they not just gorgeous? Like, maybe this is cover buys. And then we have Ink Death. So, I don't really remember what these are about because it's been a while since I've looked into it. So I'm just going to read the back of the front cover. It says, "Dare to read it aloud. Maggie loves stories, but her father, Mo, hasn't read aloud to her since her mother mysteriously disappeared. When a stranger knocks at their door, Mo is forced to reveal an extraordinary secret. As he reads aloud, words come alive and dangerous characters step out of the pages. Suddenly, Maggie is living the kind of adventure she has only read about in books, but this one will change her life forever." So that is the Inkheart trilogy. I don't know when I'll get to this. They are thick books, but I love the illustrations. Really excited to check this out, and I definitely want to like read this and watch the movie too. I'm also going to be getting Where the Drowned Girls Go by Shauna McGuire. It's just coming a little bit late. My husband had pre-ordered it for me, and then there was fraudulent activity on his credit card or on his debit card. You guys probably know what I'm talking about because especially around Christmas time, that seems to happen a lot. So the pre-order was placed, but then it was like his card information wasn't there because he had to freeze his card. So I bought the book. It's coming. I just don't have it. And he's buying me another secret book from my list. So we'll have another book later on. So that one's coming. Where the Drowned Girls Go is the 7th book in the Wayward Children series by Shauna McGuire, which follows these kids who go through these doors to different magical worlds where they feel like they belong. It's a great series of novellas. Highly recommend checking them out. And before I jump into what some of my bookish friends got me, I do have one book that I hold on my own, and that is Winter Magic, and this is curated by Abby Elphinstone. This is for my middle grade book club this month, and I think this is absolutely beautiful. Look at that. This is like, I don't know what edition this is, but it's a pretty edition is all I've got to say. It's a collection of wintry fantasy magical short stories from all of these different authors on the back here, and we are going to be reading this for my middle grade book club this month, so that's why I got this one. Break from books real quick. Also, just because it's behind me, I have this little card catalog thing that's really cute. My sister-in-law picked this out for me, I believe. It's got like A through C, and there are like little cards of like classic books. So this one's Louisa May Alcott, and I think it just looks really pretty on my shelves. So I wanted to mention that as well, since that is kind of bookish. I don't have all my bookish things out. I didn't want to show everything because I didn't want this to be too terribly long, but now we have that, and let's move on to the gifts that my friends got me. First up, I have The House on Hoarder Hill by Mickey Lish and Kelly Nagai. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing their names correctly, but this is a gift from my friend Belle from Belle's middle grade. So thank you so much, Belle, for this. I'm so excited about this. Of course, she got me a middle grade, and this one sounds so good. I'm going to go ahead and read the back because it's been a little bit since I've read the synopsis. When Hetty and Spencer start receiving messages on dusty picture frames, a visit to their grandfather's eerie old house turns into something much more sinister. Hidden in the labyrinth of their grandfather's belongings are the clues to solving their family's biggest mystery, the disappearance of their Grandma Rose. But what is their grandfather not telling them? As their curiosity leads them into the forbidden rooms of the house, Hetty and Spencer will unravel a dangerous web of secrets and lies about their grandfather's past as a magician. Soon they will discover that, like Grandpa himself, the house possesses not only secrets but also real magic. With the help of a talking mounted stag head, a bearskin rug, and other disembodied spirits, Hetty and Spencer will set out to piece together the mystery. Searching for clues will unveil long-forgotten enchantments, surprising foes, and a few unexpected friends. Because in the house of a magician, you never know what or who you will find. This just sounds really awesome, really magical, and it's a mystery, and I love it so much, so I'm really excited to read this one. Thank you so much, Belle, for sending this my way. Then from my friend Liv from Liv's Library, I got A Cross Country Christmas by Courtney Walsh. I'm so excited to add this to my Christmas TBR next year. I heard about this one a little late in the season, so I wasn't able to get my hands on it sooner. And it sounds really good. It follows these two people that are going cross country. I'll read a little bit of the back because, again, it's been a minute since I've read the synopsis of this. Lauren Richmond isn't a fan of Christmas, which is why she rarely makes the trip home to the Midwest for the holidays. After all, she has plenty to keep her busy, namely her duties as a set director on a TV sitcom. But this December, Lauren's brother and his wife are expecting a baby, so her brother arranges a ride home for her with his good friend Will. Unfortunately for Lauren, she's been trying to forget college baseball coach and childhood crush Will Sinclair for more than 10 years. Now, thanks to her fear of flying, she's stuck in a car with him from California to Illinois. Oh, I can't talk today. She's circumspect and organized. He's flirty and spontaneous. She's convinced that people don't change. He's trying to prove her and himself that he has. On this cross-country road trip, they'll both discover that history doesn't exactly repeat itself. But like any good Christmas carol, it does have a second verse. So, this just sounds super cute and like a trope that I would really enjoy. I tend to like childhood friends to lovers, or like this is like a old crush that is gonna like come back around maybe. So this sounds so good. Thank you so much, Liv, for sending this my way. I'm so excited to get to it next Christmas. Then from my friend Lauren, from Lauren Love Reads, I got Matilda by Roald Dahl. I have read Matilda before, but just like the regular older book, and I love this illustrated edition so much, I had to own it. Look at these end pages. Like, if this is not like the best aesthetic, I don't know what is. So I'm really excited to reread Matilda at some point and go through this book and look at all of the illustrations. I just think this is really cute. I don't know why it took so long for something like this to be done, because this is a classic and I love Matilda so much. Just look how beautiful that artwork is. So I'm so excited about Matilda. And then Lauren also got me this embosser, this book embosser. I'll go ahead and put a picture of what it looks like when you emboss it, but it says from the library of Keisha Gibson, and then yeah, in the middle there's a K. So I'm really excited. I told her I thought that I was going to use this to emboss like my adult novels that are my favorites that I know I'll keep around. And then I also have a stamp from my sister-in-law that I got for Christmas a couple of years ago, and I think I'm going to use that to stamp my middle grades. I have not done anything yet because I'm so hesitant to mess something up, but I will include a picture of what this looks like when it stamps because I think it's really pretty. So Lauren, thank you so much for my gifts. I love them so much, and I'm so excited to use this and read this one. Then from my friend Elizabeth from Ponytails and Paperbacks, I got A World Full of Spooky Stories, 50 Tales to Make Your Spine Tingle, written by Angela McAllister and illustrated by Madalena Andronic. This, again, like the aesthetic and the illustrations with these books are spot on. I'm really excited to read this spooky season. I also keep their notes in the front, so if you see that, that's what that is. So I always remember who gave me these books. So this has beautiful illustrations of different spooky stories from all over the world, which I think this is really cool because in the beginning it gives you a table of contents, which I just flipped by and didn't even say anything. But in the table of contents, it tells you what the stories are and where they're from. So there are some from Germany, the Czech Republic, Russia, Egypt, Brazil, Japan, Australia, India, England, like everywhere. So I'm really excited to check this one out and read it for spooky season this year. And last but not least, from Ashley and Tegan from the Bent Biblios podcast, these girls spoiled me. I got 3 books. The first one is The Grace Year by Kim Liggett. I'm really excited about this one because I'm actually going to be buddy reading it with them as well. This is a dystopian that has been said to be kind of similar to the Hunger Games. I'm not like a super fan of Hunger Games or anything like that. It's fun. It's not my cup of tea and preference for things, but I don't know. I might like this one. It's a speculative YA thriller. It says, no one speaks of the Grace Year. It's forbidden. In Garner County, girls are banished for their 16th year to release their magic into the wild so they can return purified and ready for marriage. But not all of them will make it home alive. Tierney James dreams of a better life, but as her own Grace year draws near, she quickly realizes that there's more to fear about the Grace year than the brutal elements and the poachers in the woods. Their greatest threat may very well be each other. With sharp prose and gritty realism, Kim Liggett's The Grace Year examines the complex and sometimes twisted relationships between girls, the women they eventually become, and the difficult decisions they may make in between. So, really excited to check this one out. And then they also got me I Killed Zoe Spanos by Kit Frick. And I'm really excited to read this one as well. I remember when I did first look at it, like the cover didn't initially appeal to me, but the synopsis really did. This is a young adult thriller, and it says, what happened to Zoe won't stay buried. When Anna Ciccone arrives at the small Hamptons village of Heron Mills for a summer nanny gig, she has high hopes for a fresh start. What she finds instead is a community on edge after the disappearance of Zoe Spanos, a local girl who has been missing since New Year's Eve. Anna bears an eerie resemblance to Zoe, and her mere presence in town stirs up still raw feelings about the unsolved case. As Anna delves deeper into the mystery, stepping further and further into Zoe's life, she becomes increasingly convinced that she and Zoe are connected and that she knows what happened on New Year's. 2 months later, Zoe's body is found in a nearby lake, and Anna is charged with manslaughter. But Anna's confession is riddled with holes, and Martina Green, teen host of the Missing Zoe podcast, isn't satisfied. Did Anna really kill Zoe? And if not, can Martina's podcast uncover the truth? So, that sounds super interesting. I feel like I've heard mostly good things about this, but I haven't heard a lot of people talk about it, so I'm excited to check it out. And then the last book that I have from them is The Sleeper and the Spindle by Neil Gaiman and illustrated by Chris Riddell. I'm really excited about this one too because you guys know I love Neil Gaiman and Chris Riddell. I have a collection of books back here somewhere over here by both of them. I love when Chris and Neil get together and he illustrates Neil's books. So this is like a retelling of The Sleeping Beauty, I believe, and maybe Rumpelstiltskin too. No, just The Sleeping Beauty, I think. It says she was one of those forest witches driven to the margins 1,000 years ago, and a bad lot. She cursed the babe at birth, such that when the girl was 18, she would prick her finger and sleep forever. So basically, Sleeping Beauty. And again, these illustrations, like, love it. Love it so much. So excited to read this one as well. And I feel like it looks kind of wintry, so it might be a good season to read this one. Okay, y'all, that is all that I'm going to haul today. Those were, I think, all of the books that I got for Christmas. If I missed anything, I'll just insert it while I'm editing. But thank you all so much for all of the Christmas gifts to my family, to my friends, to my husband. I love you all so much. I never expect this much or anything from especially you guys out there, but it always makes my heart feel so loved and just warm and fuzzy when you guys send things, and I love books, and I'm just so excited about all of this. So that is going to be it for this video today. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books or if you're interested in any of them. I would love to know, and let me know something that you got for Christmas, like your favorite thing that you got for Christmas, whether it's a book or something else. Let me know down in the comments below, and thank you guys as always for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, friends.